Hi guys, how you doing? So we finished some things in the van and made some upgrades and moved things around a little bit, so let me show you what we've done. So my favorite thing that I made was this little horizontal bookshelf. So I realized we had a little bit of extra room here at our feet, and I wanted a place to keep some of my journals and books handy. I was putting them up in this overhead cabinet, but it's just hard to get at, and I wanted to be able to see them, see what was going on. So what I did was I made it like a declining shelf. So I made this template here, this side piece, and I don't know if you can tell, but it slants down, that way the books don't fall out. I found this really nice wood at, I think Lowe's, in the project section. It's got a nice pattern on it. I just polyurethaned it. And I just added a little bit of fairy lights to it. So I can actually fit quite a few books in there. It goes all the way back. And then my journals and planner and everything is very handy. So I put a little light, one of those little push lights in there. So I'll just show you how I built this real quick. Just made the side pieces and the bottom, so that was easy. But I needed a way to support it, so I put this long 1x2 in there. So that gave me something to screw it to in the upper cabinet here. Right there. So you see that 1x2 going across. That's how we built the upper cabinet, so I was able to screw it down through there. I originally was going to make it all the way across, but I realized it was really heavy, so I didn't want to put that much weight on this upper cabinet. So that's my most favorite thing that we upgraded to. The next thing I want to show you is this fan. I had a fan on my side of the bed, so I wanted to put one on both sides. I got this fan on Amazon. It was really cheap and it works really well. It's loud, and I'll put it on in a second. So then I decided to use this little foot box to mount the Jackery. So I just attached it with some dual lock, so I can take it off if I need to. But it's there pretty secure. So I have the fan plugged into it, and then a charging cord for our phones. And then Doug's water bottle can fit there. And I also ran the charging cord under the bed over here and plugged it into the Goal Zero, so I can turn the Goal Zero inverter on and I can charge this Jackery without having to take it out. So if I turn this part on, now it's getting power. So it oscillates and it actually blows directly on both of us. You can angle it all different ways. Nice strong clip. And I actually marked where it goes because I have it perfectly set up to blow on both of us, so if we ever move it, I know exactly where to put it back. So that's on low. You can see it's a little loud. And that's on high. But it works great. So I have it plugged over there in the 110 of the Goal Zero. So if I turn that on, it'll charge the Jackery. There's a mess of cords down here, but they're hidden with the curtain, so that's good. So I also got this little fan at Walmart for like $7. I wanted to use it instead of the big box fan that I have. This is a USB fan, so now I have a fan that's a 110, a 12 volt, and a USB, so if I want to run them all at the same time, it's no problem. Because the problem with the Goal Zero is it only has one 12 volt, two 110s, and it has like 4 USBs, so So this angles different ways. I've got it attached with dual lock, of course, my favorite thing. So I can leave this here while I'm driving, and it'll pretty much stay put. But sometimes it's in the way, so I move it. This is just like a little touch sensor. You just touch that, and that's high. So it basically is just like a one-person cool off your face thing while you're sleeping. It has a low setting also, but I can't imagine you'd ever need that. And it's a plastic blade, so if you touch it, it doesn't hurt you. And it's kind of a good looking fan, so if you do want to leave it out. And when I'm not using it, I just kind of stick it down there on top of the goal zero when I'm not using it, or when it's in the way. And I also put in, it was hard for me to see the front of the goal zero, the plugs and everything, so I added this little push light here. So you see these little oval shaped window shades. I had those in the Prius, so I decided just to stick them on there and see how I liked it. That gives me a little bit more privacy. The windows are very dark, so it's hard to see in. I'll show you that in a minute. But I figured that gives me even a little bit more privacy. And they just happen to fit here. The big one that was in the back of the Prius is now in this big window. And this also was in the Prius. So one can go there and one can go over here, and that gives me even a little bit more privacy if I don't want to put the curtain up. The curtain was kind of in the way when you turn the seats around, so I need to come up with a different system with that. But for now, I actually just rolled it up and stuck it over here, and we don't even notice it. Since this is a queen size bed, somebody had mentioned that those things would be in the way, but they really aren't. It's plenty big enough because it is a queen size, and we like to snuggle anyway. So I actually got rid of some of the pillows that I had. I realized the sleeping bags, we really haven't been doing any backpacking, and if we do, I'll bring them back in, but I just put some regular pillows in here and got rid of some of the backpacking gear and then sleeping bags. Another great thing I got was these little clips, magnets on one side, and a pretty strong clip, because I needed some place when we washed up, we needed a place to hang our wet face cloths. So what I do is I have some of the magnetic clips back there, so we just put them on the clip and hang them back there in the garage. That way if they drip, it's not on anything important anyway. So those are really cheap on Amazon. I think I got like 6 of them. So this is like our hand towel, so when this gets a little damp, I hang here over the counter. When it's not wet, I just keep it in the toiletry drawer. So I ran out of those pre-made poop bags, and I can't always find them at every Walmart, and the ones on Amazon are too expensive. So what I did was I just got the smallest black trash bag I could find, and some baking soda, and some 2-gallon freezer Ziploc bags. And I just make my own. So if we have to use it, we'll just sprinkle the baking soda in, tie it up. Now, normally we can throw it away right away, but say if we can't, then I'll put it in a Ziploc bag and that'll hold in any smell. So I just keep the Ziploc bags there, the baking soda fits over there, and these bags just fit in here, next to my shoes. Another thing I got was this 12-volt car vacuum. It came with a lot of different attachments and a hose and its own little carrying bag, so it's actually pretty cool. It has like a 14-foot cord. When you plug it in the car, you just want to start the car while you're using it. You'll get more power. I have a dustpan and brush, but that didn't always get in the crevices. So that's been working great. I'll put a link in that in the description. And I use it a lot, so I'm gonna try it out and see how it works, just keeping it behind the seat. I'm finding that I really don't turn that seat around much. It's kind of a pain, and unless you're not going to drive for the whole day and you're hanging out in the van, it's really not worth it. This one I keep turned around unless somebody's in it, because I can turn it more and I can still see out the window and the mirror. Here I am outside. You can see how dark the windows are. And those shades just made it even more darker. These ones, of course, are closed up anyway. So I can be sitting on the toilet back there and nobody can see me. I don't have to bother putting curtains up, or I actually took out the window coverings that I made because I really don't think we'll be using them. So we were having trouble getting at things once we had the bikes and the kayak in the back. So the stuff that I needed, like my exercise equipment, I had to move in here. So let me show you real quick what I have here. These are my exercise tubing and TRX straps. Put them in this zippered bag. So I have this stuffed under here. That's just like an adventure blanket. So I have my dumbbells back here and the extra weights, my camera, and because I took out some of those pillows that had towels, those are towels. That's Doug's pee bottle right there. And the weed spray wouldn't fit with all of our stuff in the back, so I have 3 of these 1-liter bottles. And this little sprayer top, I think I've shown you this before. I've had this since I've had the minivan. I covered up some of the holes because it comes out too fast. So you just screw this on here and you take a shower with this. So I have 3 of these bottles. One time I needed to wash my hair, so we just pulled over at a park and I just leaned over and it took 2 bottles to wash my hair, to rinse the shampoo and conditioner out. So I wouldn't wash my hair at the same time I'd bathe. It wouldn't be enough water. But definitely 3 of these bottles that Doug or I could bathe with, and we just fill them up in the sink when we need to replace it. So you can see I have 2 more back there. So some of the things that I would need, like my exercise equipment and the stuff to bathe with, I had to take out of the garage and put in here. So that's worked out much better. I also picked up a heavy-duty shower curtain liner that I will mount in the back with magnets, so we could actually have privacy if we wanted to shower outside. So I'm gonna have one of the bikes in here right now. So this is where I keep the shower curtain, and I'll show you what it looks like set up. So I keep a bunch of magnets, the really strong ones, right here. So this is what it looks like inside. I could obviously need to put a little more magnets once you get in here. Obviously you're going to want to do this someplace private, not Walmart parking lot. Haven't used it yet, but maybe we will this week. We're going to Connecticut on a road trip this upcoming week. But I also have that folding dog pool right there that I keep next to our clothes. If we needed to, we could take that and put it right here in the floor and take a bath or a shower in that. I got that on Amazon, and I'll leave a link in the description. I've used it once. It works fine. So the biggest thing we added was 3 100-watt solar panels. So I went with the flexible solar panels, and I did them like I did on the Prius with the corrugated plastic underneath for ventilation. I don't know, I didn't want to drill a bunch of holes in the roof, and I didn't want to put a roof rack on, so I'm going to just try these. They're inexpensive if they don't end up lasting. I know they're not as good as the rigid ones. So they're 100 watts. I believe they're connected in parallel, what it's called. So we got splitters there and a cable gland. And I'll show you where they come in. So we had to take down a little bit of the ceiling and this piece of trim here. So this is the wire for the ceiling fan, which we ran behind the wall panel, so we wanted to do the same thing. So it comes in about here and comes over here and goes behind the wall panel. Comes down the wall panel over there. And then down here. And there is an adapter MC4 to Anderson connectors right here. So right now at the moment I'm getting 151 watts of input. It's kind of a little overcast. So I'm going to try without the MPPT control that can go there. It's like $100. So I'm going to try doing without it. So far I have no problem having enough power for all the fans and the fridge. But if there's a problem or in the winter, I may have to get the MPPT controller. But for now it just goes in here. And the Goal Zero also charges while I'm driving. It's plugged into a 12 volt, so far no problems having enough power. And this is this right here. There's the cord that goes all the way to the jackery in the back. As you can see, I've got it taped up there to stay out of the way. And there just happened to be a little gap right here that it fit right in. Some things just worked out perfectly without planning ahead, but most everything I did plan ahead. So that's all I have for you today. Please let me know what you think in the comments, and like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching. Take care.